I want to thank everybody for watching Crypto Revolution. We talk about everything crypto almost daily, jumping right into the market. Bitcoin weekly chart. Now, the Bitcoin bulls failed to hold this previous weekly candle close as far as the swing low goes, right? So you got your low, your higher high, and now you're putting in a lower low, right? So this is not amazing. The price action for the week closed slightly below this previous low on this exchange, which is Coinbase USD. And you see the next weekly candle is in the red as well. This is after, this should be like, this is something maybe you'd write on your whiteboard, right? The Bitcoin price action is below the 200 weekly SMA, the bear market bottom. It bearishly retested the 200 weekly SMA. You got a bearish cross of the 21 and the 200 coming on the weekly. There's definitely some bearish ideas. On the daily chart, you bearishly retested the 200 after a breakdown of this large rising broadening wedge. You got the death cross probably come tomorrow, or the 50 crosses below the 200. This is a lagging indicator. However, if the price action stays below that, that will act as resistance. Bottom line is if Bitcoin loses this level about 25,500, but after that, you could see a quick move down to 20, like a wick down to 20,000. So again, be very aware what's happening in this market. And we got some news to talk about. Really need to update you on yesterday's news about, there's a specific date that I'm going to give you where volatility in this market is highly likely, right? So we need to pay attention, and I'm going to cover that just shortly in this video. This is the total too. And we've talked about this chart previously. And you see you've got left shoulder, head, right shoulder. If the bulls cannot hold this support level, then you could see a 25% pullback across the top 125 altcoins on average. So again, the FTX possible sell-off, this cause and trigger major market downside for the altcoins, and they do have Bitcoin to sell as well. I've got some amazing shout outs to give in my trading group. So spot trading group, keeping people constantly updated. We've got thousands of members in the group, $100 off 6 months, $200 off the year. The leverage trading group, we've been making significant gains because you can put a little multiple behind them. And we've taken people and made them leverage traders after some experience in the spot group. 334% gains, 253% gains, 185, 181, 162, 360, 403, 595. And again, go to cryptorev.net, use leverage 100 for $100 off 6 months, or leverage 200 for $200 off 6 months. Right now, I'm very thankful that we pushed this group out and we've got 660 members already, because this is just where the money's at. Like, I can't pick the direction this market's going to go. Just to clarify, this says FTX will likely get approval to liquidate its assets on September the 13th. Okay, so let's be more definitive, because this, shortly after the video, this article came out. The big day is September the 13th. The court may, not will, may grant FTX liquidation permission. And then it gave a list of the cryptocurrencies under the threat of liquidation, and here they are. $685 million worth of Solana is on the chopping block. 529 worth of FTT, that's 529 million. $268 million worth of Bitcoin, 90 million of Ethereum, and so forth. And then there's, on a bunch of third-party exchanges, there's $1.2 billion worth of mixed cryptos. And they didn't exactly state what the composition is. There's $245 million worth of stable coins, a little bit of XRP. So, but the most important thing I want to clarify is the filings are not legally binding yet. The case of the FTX token sales is expected to come before the Delaware Bankruptcy Court on September the 3rd. Don't trust, verify, right? So I was trying to get the video out, wanted to update you. Everybody was talking about like, hey, this is the date, September the 13th, which is the date, but this verbiage, FTX will likely get approval. Well, I really like to see some court documents on this, but this is not going to happen until September the 13th. And they're stating down here, the proposed plan is to sell assets worth $200 million per week, but that is not correct. According to the plan, the FTX estate would only be permitted to sell 100 millions of tokens per week. So are we going to see some increased sell pressure? If they have $2 or $3 billion worth of assets to be sold, we're going to see increased sell pressure in the market. If this happens in court and court basically pushes this through on September the 13th, these limits are intended to minimize the impact of token sales while simultaneously allowing FTX to make creditors whole. Notice, I'm going to read court documents. Like, let me read legal paperwork. I dealt with some of these crypto news outlets, these coins. Like, I get, this is such a manipulated market, right? I mean, you could pay for any article you want written. You can get YouTubers to talk about anything you want. Just throw some money at it, right? That's just what happens. Part of this channel and part of just the blunt honesty that I provide is it's the best thing to do. But the most important part is I wanted to make sure that you guys had clarity on this idea. So what I did notice is Solana has $685 million worth of tokens listed here. Galaxy Digital was chosen to do the selling in a way to minimize the damage. Even said that they could stake the assets. And then is it like they can stake the assets until they're all sold off? Or also on Wednesday, September the 13th, you're going to get core CPI. And so this will move the stock market, right? Core inflation, right? So you got stock news, which has, like CPI especially, has moved crypto. So let's real quick go back to the Solana idea. $685 million in Solana. And here is Solana's chart. Solana's already had ridiculous downside over time. This thing was a moon mission. I mean, look at this thing. Went straight up. Just great. It was at its peak, it was $264. And now it's just $18. Now, if you go back, and I drew this trend line with the dotted line, where you can see it's been respected on multiple moves to the downside, moves to the downside. If you lose this trend line and this support level, right, will there be a shorting opportunity? You start dumping a bunch of SOL, Solana tokens. You break this level. I mean, you could see $14, $11, $9 out of Solana. So pulling up coin market cap, SOL, that's about 9% of the entire Solana market cap. And again, mind you, you've got to have the court, number one, on the 13th, say, yes, we're going to allow the sale. Galaxy Digital is going to try to do so they don't dump the market. How do you dump 10% of the coin supply over time without dumping the price? And I think the news itself, just the announcement, large group of other coins that are going to be sold could potentially shake the market. And you could see the altcoins slide a lot lower based on this head and shoulders. And so very important week to watch coming up. And so when you can trade this market both ways, it doesn't matter which way the coins move. And I definitely encourage you to try Leverage Trading Group. You got to make a MEXC account. The best leverage trading platform by far. There's a VIP link in the description for MEXC. Change the game forever. Right? It gives you the ability, all of a sudden, every bear market going forward, you will look at it like it's altcoin season upside down, and you can make just as much money when the price is going to the downside if you're able to short these coins, period. If you guys like the content that I provide on a daily basis, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment in the comment box. Thanks so much. I'll see you guys tomorrow.